The reason why this channel exists is because I've been exactly where you are, struggling to the depths of despair, where anxiety ripped through my life. I didn't want sympathy, I didn't want answers. I was driven, running businesses, family man, inspired with loads of goals, and anxiety left me with fuck all. It left me with no inspiration whatsoever. Didn't want to actually see out my goals. Couldn't even get through the next fucking 30 minutes of my day. Didn't know what the future was even going to look like. I thought I was going mad, and it was sending me mad. Now listen, as you can already imagine, if you've gone through the rest of my stuff, I don't get on these videos to have any fancy editing. I don't retake them. If I make a mistake, then we just crack on, because the reality is, my mission and my end goal with the book that I've written, Turbulence, Anxiety Recovery and How to Build a Life Purpose, the audio and my coaching program, the Turbulence Operating System, the whole goal is to showcase to you that normal fucking people go through this, and the people who come across as the most driven, the most motivated, the ones from the outside who look like you've got your life squared away, but on the inside you think that something's fucking drastically wrong. Those are the ones that suffer the most. I'm not talking about low level anxiety, where everyone's got a bit of low level anxiety. You go for a job interview and you're fucking nervous about it. You know, you go to a new gym, you're nervous about it. That's low level anxiety. I'm talking about the shit that ruins your life, the shit that rips up your life, the shit that's there 24/7. It's there when you open up your fucking eyes, if you get any sleep, and when you go to bed, if you get any fucking sleep. And then it's there, it's interrupting your work, it's stepping in front of your family life, it's stepping in front of the things that you used to enjoy, and it feels like this is going to last forever. That's who I'm talking to. That's the guys that I work with, guys that are driven, focused, business minded, high profile individuals. Because the thing is, I get a lot of comments on my stuff about like, you should have would have done this, if you fix your lifestyle, if you go for a run, a book would never fix you. The problem is here is that these are people that don't really ever look for any progress in life. So I just take it as a pinch of salt. Take it as a pinch of salt, because the reality is I was trying to search for answers. I needed help, like drastically I needed help, I needed answers. And I found answers from a book called At Last Alive, Paul David, right? And people ask me questions like, oh, if you learnt everything from a book, what is the book? I showcase that and share it in every single fucking video that I do, every piece of content, every post that I do. I'm not here to just fucking sell you a book that doesn't get you anywhere in life and it doesn't give you answers, because I spent so much time in despair, so much struggle, going through that struggle. Not many people can handle it to the depths of despair. I ain't just been through it once, I've been through it twice because of immature decisions, thinking that I was untouchable because I've recovered from this before, because I've got the answers in front of me, because I've read Paul David's At Last Alive's information. But then I went on a journey of trying to start 3 or 4 or 5 businesses at a time, trying to smash down doors, thinking I was untouchable, not looking after myself as much as I should, not fueling my body with the right nutrition as much as I should. I should have fucking learned the hard way the first time, but I didn't. Life came around to test me for the second time. And do you know what I always say to people? Anxiety was there because it taught me a lesson to be able to create the next purpose of my life, i.e. this, because my mission's bigger. So enough about me, and more about the symptoms at hand in regards to what people don't really see unless you've gone through a real chronic state of anxiety. The most common ones are intrusive thoughts, right? Because you get these thoughts around your kids, around your wife, around your loved ones. Genuinely that intrusive, whereby they almost nearly feel fucking real. They're the scary ones, the intrusive thoughts. They're really hard to try and accept. And you've got symptoms like fucking like It feels like your brain's like burning, whereby it's on fire. And that's fucking really fucking crazy, because it actually physically hurts. You've got your neck pain, you've got your back pain, you've got your body that feels like you can't fucking even pick up your arms. It feels like you couldn't even go and walk up this hill here. And then you've got your insomnia, you've got your depersonalization, whereby it feels like you're living in a dream. And you know what? This goes round in this vicious cycle. It's a constant cycle. It starts almost with intrusive thought or something that's panic related to try and get rid of the excess energy, because that's all it is, excess energy trying to be released. Then it comes into the fighting, whereby you fight against it, you don't accept it, you don't let it flow. And then the depersonalization or the derealization covers it. And it's all got a fucking reason behind it. It's all got a reason. You've ended up in this cycle through one panic attack, through the build-up of stress, through the build-up of worry. Something might have happened in your life, an event that happened. For me, if you read my book, it'll showcase you the event that happened to me and why that actually originally started. And then you end up in the resistance, whereby you fought against that panic attack. You were like, fucking hell, that was the worst feeling ever. I don't want that to ever happen to me again. And then you analyse, you check in on yourself, how your body's feeling, how your mind's feeling. Is it still there? Is it not still there? That goes on for days and weeks and months and years. You end up worse, you end up in a fucking chronic state. And we all do the things that are keeping us in the cycle, which is the resistance against everything and not allowing and accepting anything. Because you've got to think about it like this. Some of the guys that I work with, right, it's hard to accept, especially when you've been an individual that's been knocking down doors. You know, fucking opening up businesses, fucking going through the relentless process of that. You know, fucking inspired to build a family lifestyle. And everything's all been about fighting. And you've got zero patience, and you literally just fucking, if you go at something, you go at it 100 miles an hour. And the guys that I work with find it hard to digest that acceptance. Patience is the things that life's trying to teach you. This is what anxiety is trying to teach. I always find it's a lesson. There's a lesson in it somewhere. It's trying to slow you down because you're working too fast for your body and your mind. You know, and we end up in this situation whereby acceptance is really difficult to digest. You've gone through a habit of not accepting, you've gone through a habit of fighting, you've gone through a habit of checking in, analysing yourself every single day. Your eyes open and you're like, fuck, it's still there. Oh no, I can't cope. What if this? And what if I end up mental? What if I end up in a fucking a fucking mental home? What if I end up in this fucking mental vest that I see on TV? Everyone knows who's been through this, if you listen to this, that you know exactly what I'm speaking about. That is why guys who come into my program because it's relatable, because I'm showing a message that fucking it's real. I've got no therapy talk to offer you. I've got no magic pill. I've got no cure. But the biggest lesson and the fastest way out of this, if you haven't already read Paul Davies At Last Alive, you haven't read my book Turbulence, you'll understand, you will not understand this. I'm going to share with you that acceptance, allowing everything, and just going through the experience that you're going through and almost trying to create a habit whereby you shrug your shoulders and almost be like, right, fucking come if you wish. Whatever is in front of me, I'm literally just going to fucking bring it on. That is the attitude that reverses the whole fighting and fleeing away from your situation. Because the constant fleeing, the consistency of showcasing your body and your mind that you're under some form of fear, guess what? The panic attack kicks in, all the rest of the symptoms kick in. The more you resist against it, the more you hold on to this excess energy, the more it needs to be released, right? So once we go through this process, it's not just as simple and as straight and narrow of you going, oh, I've watched a YouTube video, it's really relatable and I'm going to be recovered now. That's utter bullshit. That's why I don't believe I'm not a real fan of therapy, because you don't need to know what's gone on in your life, you just need to fucking move forward. And that's why when you go to doctors, you don't get any answers, because you give them just fucking something to mask over it, which really infuriates me. Got a fly on my camera lens. Apologise, it's raining, it's windy, it's Meg. I told you it weren't going to be edited. That's why you sometimes come across these mindset coaches and these people that are trying to help you. I had one guy who I work with, some guy was trying to sell him a program which was around about 8 grand, and a lot of it was just affirmations which fucking blows my mind, right? There's no number on what I would have paid for the information that I got from At Last Alive Paul David. There was no number. Applying it is a different attitude. An individual that they've got a certain attitude, right? There's no number on that. Like, there's no number. House prices, no, that's low in regards to what I would have given. I didn't have my life. My life was ruined. I was limited. I almost was stopped from going outside of my house. The agoraphobia, where you're scared of going out your house. I was dwelling in the anxiety identity, even though I wasn't seen to be that. I was seen to be, I'm in good shape. I train, I strength train. I've done body transformations. I've run businesses, gym businesses. I've done all type of different stuff in terms of fitness related, confidence building, lifestyle skills. And it was fucking ripping my life apart. What would I have paid? There's not a number. There's not a number. Whatever was in my bank, I'd have paid. There's no questions. That's no bullshit. You'll be understanding this if you're going through the same process. But you've also got to understand that there's no magic code. There's no one there to help. There's no one there to save. You've got to save yourself. I put the program in front of my clients. I set the structure. I set the routines. I don't focus too much on the mental side of things. Yes, we've got to adopt this attitude, and yes, you've got to know the knowledge, and yes, you've got to know what's going on. Yes, you've got me and my team to be able to reassure you and support you, to be able to make sure that giving you just the reassurance that what you're going through is totally fucking normal, and loads of people have been through it. The bigger picture for me is creating the purpose and the focus outside of that. That comes a part of the physical body transformation. Why not go and get yourself in the best shape possible? If you haven't got your mental fucking wellness intact, at least focus on something that you can control, right? And that comes with a snowball effect. The attitude that we go through, come if you wish, don't give a fuck about the symptoms, let's fucking go anyway. These are all habits that are internal that you need to work on. But then second to that, we need to create a focus outside of that. So I put a massive emphasis on body transformation at the same time. Because one, you can focus on your nutrition, which gives you a different understanding of just focusing on the stuff. You can focus on your workouts, you can focus on getting stronger, you can focus on confidence building, because let's be honest, and it did with me, anxiety ripped my confidence apart. It felt like I was walking around with my shoulders down and my head facing downwards. And the fear was that I was almost thinking that I was going to live like that forever. What if my 3 boys, what if my lads grow up and they know me as fucking dad with anxiety? Like, fuck that. I couldn't, nobody wants that, right? Hence the reason why you're probably still watching this video. You don't want that. The way out of that is to allow patience, time, recovery, understand what's going on, and then build a big purpose outside of it to attack it. That's why we do what we do inside the turbulence. We're not fucking sugarcoating it. We're not bullshitting. We're not giving